सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादृशिभ्यो अत्र्यादृशिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री आदिवराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। आदिशंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। ओं गणपते नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओं श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिरित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। पारायणम् अथ द्वितीय स्कंदः। ओम श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् पारायणम् अथ द्वादश स्कंदः। आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते साश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। Everything we do, especially spiritual, if we can learn the art of fully involving in that, then we will be doing justice in doing so, and the benefit also will be accordingly. So today in our class we are starting with the chanting of second chapter of 12th skandham. Let us fully involve in chanting it. After that, in the 11th skandham 28th chapter, the teachings about how to do inquiry about Paramatma Tattva as reality, all else other than it is unreal. That great teaching Bhagavan is giving us. Let us fully involvingly study that subject. Then we will be doing our Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam. There also we will see Brahmadeva doing praise of Vishnu Bhagavan. Great glorious form of Vishnu Bhagavan will be shown to us. Then we will be seeing that Brahmadeva's request to Narayana and Narayana accepting it. Then we will do our Stotra Patanams. Let this 1.5 to 2 hours, 2.5 hours be fully involved by our speech, wherever we have to chant, by our ears, what we have to listen, with our eyes looking into the book. More important than is the mana with full concentration, prema, bhakti. Let the buddhi be involved both with Shraddha as well as the alertness to understand what is said. Let the aham be involved with the commitment that I will be avoiding by this knowledge gained. Whether if it is a knowledge of some seva to be done, I will do. Sadhana to be done, I will do. Some samarpanam is to be done, I will do. Sharanagati is to be done, I will do. If I have to change my identity from the gross to the subtle, I will do. With this type of aham also involved, let us try our best to make maximum use and benefit out of this our attending the class. Now let us chant the second chapter. Om Sri Krishna Paramatmana Pretyartham Sri Krishna Anugraha Dwareena Bhagavadano Praptyartham Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuranasya Parayanam Adhyanam Chavayam Sarve Karishyamahe. Atha Dvadasho Skandaha अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। ओम श्री शुक उवाच ततश्चानुदिनं धर्मः सत्यं शौचं क्षमा दया कालेन बलिना राजन् नङ्क्ष्यत्यायुर्बलं स्मृतिः वित्तमेव खलौ नॄणां जन्माचारगुणोदयः धर्मन्यायव्यवस्थायां कारणं बलमेव हि दाम्पत्येऽभिरुचिर्हेतुः मायैव व्यावहारिके स्त्रीत्वे पुंस्त्वे च हि रतिः विप्रत्वे सूत्रमेव हि लिङ्गमेवाश्रमख्यातौ अन्योन्यापत्तिकारणम् आवृत्त्या न्यायदौर्बल्यं पाण्डित्ये चापलं वचः अनाढ्यतैवा साधुत्वे साधुत्वे दम्भ एव तु स्वीकार एव चोद्वाहे स्नानमेव प्रसादनं दूरे वार्ययनं तीर्थं लावण्यं केशधारणम् उदरं भरता स्वार्थः सत्यत्वे धार्ष्ट्यमेव हि दाक्ष्यं कुटुम्बभरणं यशोर्थे धर्मसेवनम् एवं प्रजाभिर्दुष्टाभिः आकीर्णे क्षितिमण्डले ब्रह्मविक्षत्रशूद्राणां यो बली भविता नृपः प्रजा हि लुब्धैः राजन्यैः निर्घृणैर्दस्युधर्मिभिः आच्छिन्नदारद्रविणाः यास्यन्ति गिरिकाननं शाकमूलामिक्षक्षौद्र फलपुष्पाष्टिभोजनाः अनावृष्ट्या विनङ्क्षन्ति दुर्भिक्षकरपीडिताः शीतवातातपप्रावृट् हिमैरन्योन्यतः प्रजाः शत्रुभ्यां व्याधिभिश्चैव सन्तप्स्यन्ते च चिन्तया 30-20 वर्षाणि परमायुः कलौ नृणां क्षीयमाणेषु देहेषु देहिनां कलिदोषतः वर्णाश्रमवतां धर्मे नष्टे वेदपथे नृणां पाषण्डप्रचुरे धर्मे दस्युप्रायेषु राजसो चौर्यानृता हिंसा नानावृत्तिषु वै नृषो शूद्रप्रायेषु वर्णेषु छागप्रायासु धेनुषु गृहप्रायेष्वाश्रमेषु यौनप्रायेषु बन्धुषु अणुप्रायास्वोषधीषु शमीप्रायेषु स्थास्नुषु विद्युत्प्रायेषु मेघेषु शून्यप्रायेषु सद्मसु इत्थं कलौ गतप्राये जनेतु खरधर्मिणे धर्मत्राणाय सत्त्वेन भगवान् अवतरिष्यते चराचरगुरोर्विष्णोः ईश्वरस्याखिलात्मनः धर्मत्राणाय साधूनां जन्मकर्मापनुत्तये शम्बलग्राममुख्यस्य ब्राह्मणस्य महात्मनः भवने विष्णुयशसः कल्किः प्रादुर्भविष्यते अश्वमाशुगमारुह्य देवदत्तं जगत्पतिः असिना साधुदमनम् अष्टैश्वर्यगुणान्विदः विचरन् आशुनाक्षोण्यां हयेना प्रतिमद्युतिः नृपलिङ्गच्छतो दस्यून् कोटिशो निहनिष्यति अथ तेषां भविष्यन्ति मनांसि विशदानि वै वासुदेवाङ्गरागाति पुण्यगन्धानिलस्पृशां पौरजानपदानां वै हतेषु अखिलदस्युषु तेषां प्रजाविसर्गश्च स्थविष्ठहस्तं भविष्यते वासुदेवे भगवति सत्त्वमूर्तौ हृदि स्थिते यदावतीर्णो भगवान् कल्किर्धर्मपतिर्हरिः कृतं भविष्यति तदा प्रजासूतिश्च सात्विकी यदा चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च तथा तिष्य बृहस्पति एकराशौ समेष्यन्ति तदा भवति तत्कृतम् ये अतीता वर्तमाना ये भविष्यन्ति च पार्थिवाः ते त उद्देशतः प्रोक्ताः वंशीया सोमसूर्ययोः आरभ्य भवतो जन्म यावन्नन्दाभिषेचनम् एतर्वर्षसहस्रं तु 115 सप्तर्षीणां तु यौ पूर्वौ दृश्येते उदितौ दिवि तयोस्तु मध्ये नक्षत्रं दृश्यते यत्समं निशि तेनैतऋषयो युक्ताः तिष्ठन्त्यब्धशतं नृणां ते त्वदीये द्विजाः काले यदुना चाश्रिता मघाः विष्णोर्भगवतो भानुः कृष्णाख्योऽसौ दिवं गतः तदा विशत्कलिर्लोकं पापे यद्रमते जनः यावत् सपादपद्माभ्यां स्पृशन्नास्ते रमापतिः तावत् कलिर्वै पृथिवीम पराक्रान्तुं न चाशकतो यदा देवर्षयः सप्त मघासु विचरन्ति तदा प्रवृत्तस्तु कलिः द्वादशाब्दशतात्मकः यदा मघाभ्यो यास्यन्ति पूर्वाषाढां महर्षयः तदा नन्दात् प्रभृत्येष कलिर्वृद्धिं गमिष्यते यस्मिन् कृष्णो दिवं यातः तस्मिन्नेव तदाहने प्रतिपन्नं कलियुगम् इति प्राहुः पुराविदः दिव्याब्धानां सहस्रान्ते चतुर्थे तु पुनः कृतं भविष्यति तदा नॄणां मन आत्मप्रकाशकम् इत्येष मानवो वंशः यथा सङ्ख्यायते भुवि तथा विट्शूद्रविप्राणां तास्ताज्ञेया युगे युगे एतेषां नामलिङ्गानां पुरुषाणां महात्मनां कथामात्रावशिष्टानां कीर्तिरेव स्थिता भुवि देवाभिश्यन्तनोर्भ्राता मरुष्टेक्ष्वाकुवंशजः कलापग्राम आसाते महायोगबलान्वितौ ताविहैत्य कलियरन्ते वासुदेवानुशिक्षितौ वर्णाश्रमयुतं धर्मं पूर्ववत् प्रथयिष्यतः कृतं त्रेता द्वापरं च कलिश्चेति चतुर्युगम् अनेन क्रमयोगेन भुवि प्राणिषु वर्तते राजन्नेते मया प्रोक्ता नरदेवास्तथा परे भूमौ ममत्वं कृत्वान्ते हि त्वे मां निधनं गताः कृमिविड्भस्मसंज्ञां ते राजनाम्नोऽपि यस्य च भूतधृक्तत्कृते स्वार्थं किं वेद निरयो यतः कथं सेयमखण्डा भोः पूर्वैर्मे पुरुषैर्धृता मत्पुत्रस्य च पौत्रस्य मत्पूर्वावंशजस्य वा तेजोवन्नमयं कायं गृहीत्वात्मतया बुधाः महीं ममतया चोभौ हित्वान्ते अदर्शनं गताः ये ये भूपतयो राजन् भुञ्जते भुवमोजसा कालेन ते कृताः सर्वे कथामात्राः कथासु च इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्यमृतः अतःपिबन्धु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चदकर्हिचिद। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ अष्टाविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। We are studying from last few days by the grace of Bhagavan, by the grace of entire Bhagavata Acharyas and Gurus, the Mukti Skandha 28th chapter, in which Paramatma is proving to us the reality of the Atma Tattva, Brahma Tattva, Parabrahma Tattva. From that standpoint, the Mithyatva, the unreality of the Jagat, taking which as real, we are bound as Jiva. going through the samsara of Janma Mrityu. And these are Bhagavan's final teachings. These are the final teachings of any of the Vedanta Upanishad. This is what finally a guru teaches to disciple. Every Shishya, every Jignasu Sadhaka has to finally learn and abide in this Jnanam only. That highest, ultimate, greatermost Jnanam we are given a chance to listen. In our initial attempts, while listening to it, we acknowledge the presence of such a divine liberating knowledge. First, acknowledge it. Thereafter, depending on our own effort, parishrama, we develop respect, reverence to this knowledge. If that respect, reverence is grown, then we feel like gaining that knowledge truly, completely, unambiguously, undoubtedly. At that time, we become the real Vidyarthi of the Atma Brahma Vidya through this study thoroughly under the feet of Guru, at the feet of the Guru, under his guidance, or from the Upanishads. And thereafter, solely, single pointedly, our life is only dedicated for that. And in that dedicated endeavor, with all the knowledge gained as to how to do sadhana, when we do it actually accordingly, that siddhi, the atmanubhuti, the mukti comes to us. Thereafter, our life is now dedicated in service of the other jivas, in service of the Shastra, in service of Paramatma, Ishvara, as he wants. That is a journey. So, here, how wonderfully the talk is going on. Artehi avidyamanebi samsutir na nivartate. Even though the actual things are not there, still the samsara never ends up. Why? Dhyayato vishayan asya. Only because of the mana given freedom to do the dhyana of the vishayas. Okay, so because of the mana given a freedom to do the dhyanam, then that mana does the dhyana of the vishaya. So the dhyana of the mana of the Vishaya is, to put it technically, on Paramatma, the mana superimposes Rupanama, and then it gives reality to that Rupanama, and then it makes us get entangled in that Rupanama through Ragadvesha. This mana, like the director projected the movie, and we take the movie characters as real, and then we get entangled with our likes, dislikes, Ragadvesha, etc. Point one. All we were exhaustively seen. Today, one more thing we add to this, which is really relevant to us. If this relevant knowledge or thought, if we can catch it, make use of it, from many, many miseries we come out. What is said here? Arte avidyamanepi samstutir nani vartate vishan dhyayataha. Okay? Even though the things are not there, it is just because of the dhyana in the mana that the samsruti of dukkha bondage come to us. This anyway from the technical Vedanta standpoint we spoke. In the Vyavahara also, in a person, according to his nature, he does something at one time, other is other time. Other than that, even that person also doesn't know thoroughly what he is doing, nor he has a command on that, nor is a conscious master of it. Clear? Like I scolded you. When I have scolded you, I'm not conscious completely to scold you. Because if I'm fully conscious completely, why will I scold you? I'm one with consciousness only. Therefore, whatever I scold has no artha actually. No meaning. Arte avidyamane. Now, from what happens from your standpoint, dhyayato vishayan, then don't you give meaning to these words? Not what I said, but what you feel. And if 10 people are there, to my one sentence, 10 people interpret it in 10 ways, depending on their own choice. And all those 10 may or may not match with what I meant, many times not what I meant. So, what's happening in your mind? Dhyayataha means what? We give our choice of meaning for somebody's behavior, then we get entangled by saying that thing as good or bad, and then we start creating the enmity or friendship with that person. And then then the samsara of dukkha at that very moment starts in the mind. Samsrutihi. Very sublime thought it is. It's not at all easy to catch, I know. Yet we are trying to share and discuss ki there's nothing like a person is good or bad. A person is person. From the scriptural, spiritual, vyavahara standpoint, that person who is selfish and troubles everyone is always bad. The one who is selfless and serves everybody, all is good. That is the vyavaharika dharma standard. We are talking from the adhyatmika drishtikona, from the pure spiritual standpoint. Pure spiritual standpoint. Wherein dhyayato vishayan means what? We attribute the intentions, notions to the people's behavior. Then holding on to our own attribution, we create samsara. Not outside, in my own mind. Then I go on going through the suffering. See, be attentive. The जादू कहा क्या है ना इस बात में, even if that person has intentionally said something, yet we have the choice to listen or not listen, to understand or not understand, to accept or reject. The final freedom is mine. If you can exercise that freedom and refuse to give value importance to whatever others say, whether it is correct or wrong, we are no more in samsara. Now I am giving a very wrong example. Excuse me for that. When that is how the children never suffer when the parents scold them. Why don't they suffer? They don't give value. Why I told you is an example, bad one, because ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए व्यवहार में. Children should be sensitive to listen the akrosha dukkha of the parents with which for a particular purpose they are saying or scolding. This sensitive fellow should understand and come out of his nonsense. That is Vyavaharika Dharma. I am using that example to just tell if he refuses or devalues, it doesn't hurt him. That means what? There is a choice to suffer or not to the things that are happening around. Exercise that choice. Now, this is a big thought I told you in a very short span of time. You have inquire about it. Main sentence is this. When you give meaning, value, importance to the intentions of the people, and accordingly we in your mind react, we only suffer. All that is called a dhyayata. See, a Vishaya, sorry. When Vishaya Dhyanam is done, Kama Krodha about the Vishaya comes, that anyway we know. When a Vyakti Dhyanam is done, towards him the Raga Desha happens, that also we know. This is every day we are discussing. The new thing what we are discussing is what? Anything happen in the world, let us do the dhyana of that thing as if it is real and it has a meaning. And you have to react to that. No need. The moment you start that I have to think about it, I have to label it, I have to value it, then I have to react to it, samsara starts. And be careful. Throughout our life, from birth to death, from morning, evening, what we do is continuously reacting only. Not even responding with wisdom. And the reactions are giving us dukkha. This is another way of saying the meaning of ध्यायतो विषयान. When you are unnecessarily दिमाग में किसी के बारे में सोचते ही जाते हैं, then you are only suffering. Whereas that person never meant it, is not like that. Now I'll tell you an example, Jadu, for it. When I think about you, you are like this, you are like that. Where is all thinking is in actually happening? Is it not happening in my mind? And how can I enter into your mind to know what you are? And what I am thinking about you, you never know only. And even if I tell you I am thinking like this about you, it may be absolutely opposite. And this I may know after discussing you after 10 years with you. मतलब 10 years मैंने क्या किया? आपके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में ही सोचते सोचते मैं संसार हुई. You didn't even know that. So when you think about me, it is in your mind. And whatever you think about me, how do you know what I am in my mind? I didn't even know that what you are thinking. Then you go on suffering. Please remember, only when we discuss with words, some of the intentions are known. Only when you are Maha Yoga Sthiti, little more is known. Other than that, even a wife and husband are together for 50 years together, they cannot fully understand each other for many reasons. One of the reason is each one is continuously changing only. There are three things to be done in every relation. What is? There are three. One is what is the standard of mutual relation to maintain what is to be done according to Shastra. Usko karo. Then you are safe. Shastra protects you. Second is from the Shastra only, other than Dharma, what it told us to behave with the world with all the values. पहली बात धर्म की थी. Second, the values. Live the values. Third one is what? Accept the person as he is or she is, believing in what they say. If they are doing something wrong, they will have the curse and Bhagavan will take care of them. We are safe in our mind. Is it not? Like I am a speaker here, let us say for the time being, it need not be accepted by you कि मैं आचार्य हूँ, पाठ पढ़ा रहा हूँ. So what is the work of an acharya? According to the stand of Shastra, teach them Bhagavatam. एक हो गए. Second one, कि the values which are common to every human being of kindness for you, compassion for you, love for you, praying for your well-being, welfare. When I do all of them, second thing is done. Third, when you respond in whatever the way, and whatever the thing you tell me, vocally to message, when I accept it and say, okay, what happens to you, God knows, but I am safe. There's no samsara created to me. तो शास्त्र ने जो कहा धर्म के अनुसार वो करो, शास्त्र ने जो कहा अकॉर्डिंग टू द वैल्यूज वो जियो. अदर देन दिस टू, what is happening, what is coming to you as a witness, just keep on receiving without react. Respond what is to be responded. So you come and sit, I take class. That is my response. You don't come, I will not take class. That's the response. You send a message, I reply. There's a response. You don't send, I don't reply. Therefore, the response. Where is the problem? If I stop it there without doing any further dhyana, because any dhyana I do, it is my imagination. See, if I say कि 3 दिन से class नहीं आ रहे, they didn't even send message to me. Why should I worry? If they send good, don't send don't good. Be wise enough not to create samsara in your mind. After all, why should anybody be important to me other than Bhagavan and Shastra and Swadhyaya and Pravachana? Do you understand how we get lost in the world? Only by one thing, unruly, uncontrolled dhyana of the manas. We are not talking about the Atma Dhyana, Brahma Dhyana, the meditation, the positive thing. Here, dhyana means unnecessary worrying, brooding, thinking about everything other than Parama. इस तरह से हम अपने जीवन को इतना परेशान बना रहे for everything. Is it not some pain in the body? So you go to doctor, let him give all tests, you give the tests, wait for the result. Anyway, there's no need to be dhyana or worried. Yeah, report came, everything negative, very good. नहीं दो चार प्रॉब्लम है, take this medicine, okay. But some serious problem is there, I have to go through operation, go through. But there's no guarantee it is cured, so what? Can we say so what everywhere? Like we say so what? Whatever happens to my country, my dharma. We are just living a life of so what and watching the TV without any dhyana. Can we apply it in all these things also? That is the beauty of matured life. It's not negligence, it's not carelessness, it's not irresponsibility. What they are to be done in the world, we are doing to the best of our ability at that time. Uta vyavahara. I'm saying beyond the vyavahara, the samsara. I gave you the example so many times. पेपर वाला पेपर फेंक के जाता है, दूध वाला दूध पैकेट लेके जाता है, ऑटो वाला सवारी को छोड़ के जाता है, बस वाला. None of them have samsara with hundreds of people they are dealing with because they don't do further dhyana. They do little dhyana when Dasara वगैरह comes, they go to the owner and say, कि दसरा आया कुछ पैसे दीजिए. That much only they do. You give, they happily take. You don't give, ठीक है. हो गया ना? See, learn the art of emptying the mind of worldly dhyanam. Then only into that mind we can have the Bhagavad Dhyanam. Whether Saguna Sakara through Shravanam Kirtanam Ityadi, effectively, joyfully, Nirguna Nirakara, Tattvamasi Mahavakyadi Upadesha. See how many ways with this one shloka we can interpret and help in our understanding. Understand and help ourselves. Arte hi avidyamane bhi. And I told you this 2-3 months back in same different context. The topic maybe this one only in this occasion. कि the other fellow is shouting at the pitch of voice, यार मैं ये नहीं सोचा था, मेरा मतलब ये नहीं था. बट फिर भी हम जिद्दी करके कहते हैं नहीं तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो, तुम्हारा मतलब वही है. That fellow says I didn't mean it. We give that meaning and we suffer. Whereas the wisdom is what? Even if he means, we did not give that meaning. In the peace of our mind, this common sense also is not coming to us. That is why Tulya Ninda Stutirmauni. That is meaning of Na Prashamset Na Garahayat. That includes when others do Prashamsa and Garahana, you know what you are. Your God knows what you are. Your Guru knows what you are. If the people's words have some truth, according to that, if any changes have to be brought, I'll bring it. Full case closed. It is not like the Indian bechare liar suffering. There are 3 crores of cases that are pending. How many? 3 crores. We need not keep on pending the things like issues. Sort it out there and then. अर्थे ह्य विद्यमाने मे संस्कृतिर्न निवर्तते ध्यायतो विषयानस्य. And really if somebody misunderstood, really if somebody has done a crime against me, somebody cheated me, then after doing this lower level of sadhana of not doing dhyanam, therefore not suffering, that we can do the higher level of sadhana where adveshta sarabhutanam ityadi, we forgive them and behave with them with the same love which is our goal. देखो इवन अपकारी को भी उपकार करने वाला वो मेच्योरिटी तो बाद की बात है. पहले तो लड़ाई करना बंद करो, दैट इज आउटर रिएक्शन. देन सफरिंग करना बंद करो, दैट इज इनर रिएक्शन. देन रेस्पॉन्ड. The response would be Shastriya. What is Shastra response? You have chosen some values to practice. Practice them. Practice of values is not when everything is convenient. Practice of values is only when the situations are tough and demanding. Like when you are very goody goody to me, loving you is so easy. क्या फर्क, क्या उसमें problem? When you don't understand me, misunderstand me, trouble me, scold me, that time in spite of that, if I can love you, then I have won the game. Inside. Is it not? Therefore, that demands so much of compassion, karuna, maturity, that where is human and all, ability to forgive. Oh, each of these are such a beautiful decorating pieces for our life, which decorate our character, our personality. हमारे पर्सनैलिटी को एडॉर्न करने वाले अद्भुत दिव्य गुण हैं ये सब. एंड यू एंजॉय फर्स्ट. And the world is at peace with us. Remember, the people have not spared even Bhagavan and Mahatmas. Bhagavan and Mahatmas became Bhagavan and Mahatma because when the people did not spare them, they did not react. They responded with their own nature of sadhutva. That's why they became sadhus. Then that person behaves according to his murkhata. But what happened to my wisdom? The मूर्ख पर्सन्स मूर्ख बिहेवियर से रिएक्ट करके मैं भी मूर्ख बनता हूं तो आई एम मोर मूर्ख देन हिम बिकॉज ही नेवर हैड विजडम आई हैव ए विजडम आई शुड यूज इट पैसे जिसका नहीं है वो भी भीख मांग के खा रहा है जिसके पास पैसे भी वो भी भीख मांग के खा रहा है दिस फेलो स्टूपिड दिस श्लोका इज अर्थे विद्यमाने भी संस्कृत निवर्तते. This we discussed last 4 days from the pure Vedanta standpoint. Everything is Parabrahma Sachidananda, on that only everything of Rupa Nama, Sthura Susma Karana, Veshti Sameshtis, superimposed and given state of reality, all that because of only one negative quality, or aviveka. Neither when the mind projected, you did not do viveka, nor when the people told, then time also we didn't do viveka. And viveka given to us is only by the Sadguru and Shastra. Therefore, right in the beginning only study Shastra and listen to Sadguru and be intact in that powerful instrument called as a Viveka. Without Viveka, whatever Mana says, whatever the world is saying, immediately discriminate and discard what is untrue and catch what is reality. Vyavahar may be, ultimate may be. Ultimately, other than Paramatma, everything is unreal. अर्थे विद्यमाने मे संस्कृतिर्न निवर्तते ध्यायतो विषयानस्य. इसलिए ना ज्यादा किसी चीज में खपाना मत खुद को. हो गया तो हो गया, छोड़ो बस. And then learn the art, which I am trying, which is very tough. Not in the beginning only make a कवच around you कि दुनिया में कब क्या होता है, कौन क्या कहेगा नहीं बताओ. पहले डिसाइड करो इन एवरीथिंग वी सी गॉड्स ग्रेस टू हेल्प अस. With this protecting shield we go. Anybody attacks, it won't harm us. After somebody attacks, trying to escape, or after wounded, getting treatment, they are all lower level of responses. चोट लगने के बाद दवाई लगाना, चोट लगने के समय नहीं लगने देते बचना, they are at the lower level. चोट लगने ही नहीं देना is called kavacham. Kavacham is this wisdom. And in our prarabdha, what is due we don't know, which news we have to listen, which humiliation we have to face, which cheating we have to go through, which prarabdha comes at what time. Oh, we don't know. And all of them, if you do the dhyanam and give value, they are real. If you don't do dhyanam and don't value, unreal. This much value we give, Bhagavan has sent that anubhava for me to learn vairagya, for me to learn surrender. That's it. मैं तो इतना ही सीख रहा हूँ. जगत का हर एक अनुभव सिर्फ हमको वैराग्य दिलाने के लिए जगत से और परमात्मा के प्रति शरणागति भक्ति के लिए, बस. Simple but very, very effective. But through every experience, is it happening or not, we have to see. Getting more vairagya, good. More bhakti to the Lord. इन द लॉर्ड भक्ति का क्या है अर्थ? नवदह भक्ति में कोई ना कोई साधन हमेशा कर रहे हैं. विद तड़प दैट आई मस्ट हैव भगवत दर्शन. मन तड़पत हरि दर्शन को आज. You know, I tell you, millions of examples, analysis, endlessly you can talk. Like a dirty scene is there, let us say, on the road of some animals dead and crows are eating and stinking smell is coming. What do you say? यार ये जल्दी खत्म हो जाए. And then let a very good garden of fragrant flowers. And you go there, don't you see the fragrance of? Enjoy it. इधर से भागने को मन, उधर तो रहने को मन. यार ठहरो ठहरो बोलते तो भी भागते हैं, वहां चलो चलो बोलते भी रुकते हैं. In a flower garden, is it not? Please remember, the world is like the first scene. And we are habituated that a stinking place, therefore we are not leaving it. I'm telling you, in the dirty place, there are some crows, some dogs going through the smell, trying to eat that flesh. They don't even have the sense this is so dirty. We also are like in the world, so dirty, dead, rotten, stinking, giving nothing but the misery, nothing but bondage, nothing but pulling us and making us undivine, demonic. Such a third class world, we give value. And all the spirituality is like the garden of fragrant flowers. Let us go make a permanent residence there. Don't come out of that garden. Then you'll be surrounded by the unbearable stink. Now remember, at least to escape from the wretchedness of the world, entering to spirituality is a wise escape. It is required, it helps you. With wisdom and vairagya, when you give up the world, enter into spirituality, anyway, that is highest, noblest. But even for any reason, that is why yena kena prakarena harihi smartavya. केनापि उपायेन मनः कृष्णे निवेशयेत्. सी, भगवान को जाना इंपॉर्टेंट है. कैसे जाओगे, कैसे भी हो जाए, जाओ. So the saramsha is what? Instead of Vishaya Dhyanam, let us do the Vishayi Atma Dhyanam. So instead of seeing the world as Vishaya, Bhoga Vishaya, let us see the world as the divine expression of Bhagavan. Therefore, instead of desiring when you see the world, when you worship the world as Bhagavan's expression, when we adorn it, Bhaktas see the beauty of the world, then they go to the beautiful God through that world, describing His glory. They don't see the bhoga buddhi in the world. They don't have the bhoga buddhi seeing the world. And the samsara is anything he sees, he thinks he wants to enjoy it. That's why is that? He has not come to a level that he is a jiva bound with dehadi upadhi, suffering in this world, and dehadi upadhi strong होने का कारण है, कामनाएं हैं, मुझे उससे बाहर आना है. ये common sense नहीं है. So for him, everything in the world is bhoga bhoga. He can never see the divine in the world. Hamesha his mind is kama krodha. He is creating hell for himself. But the one knows through study of Shastras in some janama, not one life, that I am the self but bound as Jiva because of proximity with Upadhi, and strength to the Upadhi Tadatya happening because of my inner desires, and outside seeing the objects get tempted. And I don't want to live that type of life. I want to just realize myself and get freed from the Jiva Bhava. These things, the one who has got very clearly made in him, then he will change his vision. That's what we were talking in morning class also. Drushtim Jnanamayam Krutva Pashyed Brahmamayam Jagat. Yesterday also. दृश्यम भक्तिमय कृत्वा पश्येत भगवानमयम जगत. आप सोचो या ना सोचो, जगत भगवान का ही रूप है. जगत को भगवान के रूप में सोचो तो हमको भगवान दर्शन देंगे, संसार जाएगा. जगत को भगवान के रूप में नहीं सोचा और कुछ अलग के रूप में सोचा, then we are creating samsara in us. Then you are responsible for it. I am responsible if I do it. So in this way, hold on to this one shloka with that sattva-guna mana, keep on contemplating and understanding and eliminate whatever the negative that are happening in us. अब अननेसरी विषय ध्यान. पहले विषय को देखते हैं, फिर उसके बारे में सोचते हैं, वो अच्छा लगने लगता है, फिर उसके प्रति कामना होती है, पाने का कोशिश होता है, नहीं मिला तो गुस्सा, मिला तो और चाहिए. दिस हैबिट आई प्रोजेक्ट ऑन अदर थिंग, देन अदर थिंग. Like a fellow who is habituated to plucking the mangoes of any tree. कहीं भी वो मैंगो ट्री देखेगा, उसके दिमाग में एक ही चलेगा कि मैं इसको कैसे तोड़ूं. But the one who has seen the creation of Bhagavan, divinity, in every mango of a tree, anywhere he sees, he sees Bhagavan only. Like a Gotala wala, land grabbing fellow. Always mind is कौन सा unclaimed or government or temple land is there that I can claim. His stupid mind thinks only like that. Everywhere it is. How do you make your mind a pujari? If his attention instead of on the God, on the people and their dakshina, he will be 30 years doing puja in temple, but his drushti is only on dakshina. What to do? His mind is like that. Like people like me. Even if I do 40 years of satsang, 50 years, if my attention is only on who is coming, who is going, who is listening, I am a samsari only. My attention is how clearly I am understanding and trying to experience the truth, and how clearly by His grace I am explaining this so that the listeners also get a support of God or sadhana. Everything problem is dhyanam. The Russia does the dhyana about the Ukraine like this, then he attacks. The China does dhyana of India like this, and they try to grab our land. Pakistan unnecessarily does the dhyana of we as enemy, goes on sending terrorists. देखो, what a funny thing. Two parties politically do the negative ध्यानम. मतलब हर जगह उनको ये विजडम नहीं दिया जाएगा. They are not at that level of receiving. They are lost in their own different pursuits. Absolutely worldly. We can't discuss them, we can't comment also, but examples के रूप में बता. Why should we do? Do Bhagavad Dhyana. In the world, whatever the duty we do, whatever rest is happening in which we are not involved, be a Sakshi. That's it. Save your skin. This is one way of seeing. Yesterday, day before also, we saw many. Now, the example of Swapna Anartha Agama till he has not awakened. When he awakens, there is no Anartha of the Swapna at all. That is the next. Only an example, it is already explained. What is that? Yata hi apratibuddhasya. Just like for a person not yet awakened, still is in dream. Praswapaha, the dream, bahu anartha vratu, brings to him so many anarthas. But saheva pratibuddhasya. But when he wakes up, he remembers the dream, but navai mohaya kalpate. The dream will not delude him to give misery because he knows it is unreal. What is real is me. In me, when I don't know myself, it was projected. Okay, example. Now, more and more deep analysis, thoughts, discrimination. ये पूरा अध्याय, please remember, till the end of the chapter, 44 shloka, we have done so far 14, next 30 slokas. Every one of them are required to be deeply studied, pondered. In that continuous effort, all the ignorances, wrong notions, misunderstandings are replaced by the knowledge, correct understanding. And we have to get that correct understanding and live up to it. Then we come out of the unnecessary samsara dukkha bandhanam and enter into the mukta anubhava. And there's no other way than this for liberation. And I am telling this topic every time when such topic comes up, in looking at the people, laughing, giggling, dancing. Don't get carried away. कि अरे इतना मजा आ रहा है मेटलिज्म में. That's very temporary. When they lose money, when the health is spoiled, when somebody cheats them, when the business is lost, you will see they are down at the earth, don't know what to do. Not that we are praying or saying that it should happen to them. They are laughing, giggling only, not having at all the wisdom, but because some temporary punya phala coming in the form of some sukha. क्योंकि ना हम उनको देखकर ऐसे टेम्प्ट हो जाते हैं. How can you will not get carried away? Anything for that matter. Be careful about it. हमको स्पिरिचुअलिटी में रहकर सारे विषयों को छोड़ते हुए एक तरह का उदासपन का भाव रहता है. This continues till we experience the bliss of this self. But थोड़ा उदासपन करके you start going into the world, following them, then we are back to that. You know, the terrorists also, after blasting the bomb and all, they also, rifle uttake, they jump and joy. Doesn't mean that are they great? So to the people who are in the worldly Vishya Bhoga, don't think that they are really achieving something great. मैंने कहा ना उस बात को, याद है सुबह क्लास में किसमें? Ki what we appreciate outside that person is different, but what he is different. He only knows it. And everyone like me, whatever I talk to you, whatever you respect me, what I am, I know in my Sadguna and Durguna, in my wisdom and all ignorance. And that what gives me the Sukha Dukkha or Bandhanam. Not your praise, not my action outside. Whether you praise me or censure me or I do this or that actions outside, I may laugh loudly, giggle, do all natak. But then still what actually I am is what I am. In that Mera Naam Joker cinema, that fellow proves, shows कि हम अंदर इतने दुखी होते हैं लेकिन फिर भी लोग को हंसाने के लिए बाहर बहरूप लगाते हैं. A very important scenery that. I know you might have seen it. Like that, every jiva, as long as he is ignorant, दम घुट रहा है अंदर. बट लाइक ए पर्सन दारू पीकर 1 घंटे के लिए ठीक होता है, वो नशा उतर जाते हैं. Such a wretched life, inner and outer. So do the people in the nasha of some money, some enjoyment. It looks like. But after that, the frustrations indite, the disappointment, the imagination, the projection. Do you think they'll leave them? They haunt. Like they are haunting us. Whether it is they or we, if we have those negativities, all are persecuted, called as samsara. Whether it is they or we, is only the wisdom which helps us to come out of it. So we are given a chance to gain the wisdom. While doing so, let us not look back or look around and see that they are laughing, giggling. Therefore, let me go and join the party, leaving this spirituality. And to this extent, I'm saying it very confidently. Even the satsangas, the bhajanas, kirtanas, where the tattva is deeply not discussed, we not go there at the cost of this. When this is not there, you go. But this is there. Like I'm tempted so much to go to the Ganesh Nimajjanam. In the mind, you got thousands of Ganesha, dance, karte. That was a beauty, but then it is all outside. I know who is Ganapati. After studying so much of Vedanta, we know what is Ganapati intellectually. It is better sit at home and contemplate on Ganapati in the heart as a Saguna Sakara and worship him, as well as Nirguna Nirakara, Tameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi. When we have come to the Shastra Jnanam, instead of seeing Ganapati inside, how can we go outside and dance? Or all that. I just telling you myself how my self restraint. And it gave me a joy. And we have seen that. बचपन से वही तो करते आ रहे हैं. Now this we are seeing new. Now compare करो दोनों में. Ganapati Tattva is important. I'm not telling you don't go to Ganapati procession and all. You enjoy it. That is required for the masses. With that, entire country till 1 year with Ganapati vibrations is filled. It is very healthy for the society. In that some nice rules are brought, it will be more divine. Like I was thinking next year, make a 12-point chart of the glory of the Ganapati festival of 9 days. A huge chart, maybe 3 by 4 or 4 by 6, 12 points. First, appreciating the committee. Second, appreciating every participant. Third one, welcoming all the devotees. Fourth one, what is to be done in this Ganapati Puja for you, individual, family, society, nation. Most importantly, for the Dharma. 12 points. And I want to make a calendar that print out, flexi, and give it to all the 1,000 pandals. How many are there? So that is hanging there. When it is seen, everybody who comes knows why that festival is being done, how it has to be done, what for it has to be done. If that is there, more divine. But we have to seek the truth inside our for us inner thing. I have completed the example there. Coming to the main point here, ki don't get carried away. Dhyayato Vishayanasya. Clear? Samstutir Nanivartate. Example Videdia. Now listen one by one shloka. Very important. How deeply, intensely, having analyzed, we understand the depth of each of this shloka and make use of it, that much we grow in our life from getting liberated from the bondages. Now let us chant the mantra Nama Pandra. Shoka Harsha Bhaya Krodha Lobha Moha Spruhadaya Ahankarasya Drushyante Janma Mrityuschanatmanaha. Shoka Harsha Bhaya Krodha Lobha Moha Spruhadaya Ahankarasya Drushyante Janma Mrityuschanatmanaha. First, in a very simple, unambiguous language, I will explain the literal meaning of it. Then, if required, we analyze. Just give 2 minutes of attentive, patient listening. What is said in this mantra is all the modifications of these gunas, listen, belong to the ahamkara, not to the atma. This much only. That means what? Whenever the ahankara is stronger, these gunas express. With stronger ahankara, whenever those gunas express, the Atma Tattva is hidden. Point 1. Same thing, उसी में घुमा कर बता रहा हूं मैं. Point 2. Whenever these gunas are valued, ahankara is so strong that the Atma Tattva is hidden. Same thing. Now the positive things. Whenever the ahamkara is less, these gunas get reduced. Atma Tattva starts rising in us. So too, whenever these gunas are reduced, ahankara subsides, the Atma Tattva rises. The third one, the more we are exposing to the Atma Jnanam, that this is a self, that self is me, to that extent, ahankara reduces. So too, these gunas of shoka, harsha, bhaya, krodha also go away. Therefore, so clearly, what is the sadhana at all the three levels? Complementing all the three-pronged attack. One is shoka, harsha, bhaya, krodha, reduce, devalue. Second, ahankara, reduce, devalue. Third, the Atma Jnana, intensify. Identity with the true self, intensify. This is the three-pronged thing we have to do, that's all. Any gaflat gadwad done in that, we are caught up in samsara. If the self is forgotten by not studying the Shastra, value to ahankara, shoka, all are given. So too, if the value ahankara ko jyada diya gaya, it gets lost in shoka, harsha, you will never come to the classes to listen about the self. So too, when the life is filled with shoka, harsha, such a egoistic fellow will be only in the world fighting with each other, will never have the pause time again to study Shastra, to know that I am real self is this. This is what happens when we wake up from the dream. See, dream के शोक हर्ष सबको डिवैल्यू कर दी, फिर ड्रीमर को भी डिवैल्यू कर दी, वेकर का अवेयरनेस हो गया. सेम में वेकर का अवेयरनेस हो गया, अवेकन, देखो ड्रीमर गॉन, ड्रीम वर्ल्ड इज गॉन. Dream world of Shokarsa are gone. Now the sigh of relief when he is awakened as a wake up from the dream is so great, no? In the same way. I give you main thoughts. Now contemplate on, ponder over them. Each of the shoka, the misery, harsha, the excitement, bhaya, the fear, krodha, the wrath, lobha, the extreme greed, moha, always in delusion, confusion, spruha, the desires, adayaha, etc. They are all the modifications of the antakarana. These modifications in the antakarana have all the three reasons to come. One, nature of the mana. Second, the vasana so much. Third one is the habits of the mana. Fourth, when you see the world through the indriyas. जगत को इंद्रियों के द्वारा देखते ही इन 10 और भी बहुत है, उनमें कुछ न कुछ मन में होता है. So too, as long as vasanas are there, they come on the surface of the mana as any of these gunas. And one mana, when got habituated to these things by habit or nature also, this has this one. Then and all of them are gone when you attend to the self. But you cannot attend to the self straight away unless these are reduced. Like two people are at the pitch of the voice arguing, fighting. एक के बाद दूसरा सुन ही नहीं रहा. So will that problem is solved or aggravated? Is aggravated. What does the mediator says? but तुम लोग थोड़े देर के लिए चुप रहो. देन तुम अपने बात बताओ, तुम अपने बात बताओ. फिर मैं समझा इन दोनों की बातों से कि दिस इज वेयर इज द मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग, सॉर्ट इट आउट. हो गया. इफ दे डोंट give a chance to work themselves by quietening, thinking that what they were saying is right and what others saying is wrong, they shout. It is like parliament only. In parliament and assemblies, you see sometime थोड़ा आजकल कम हुआ. अर्लियर तो ये भी चिल्ला रहा है, वो भी चिल्ला रहा है, ये इसका नहीं सुन रहा, वो इसका नहीं सुन रहा. It happens at home also. Wife is shouting, husband not listening. Husband shouting, wife not listening. Both are shouting, the neighbors are listening. That's what the life, no? First 5 years, he shouts, she listens. Next 5 years, she shouts, he listens. Throughout life, both of them shout, the neighbors. In the same way, let us give some direction in this flow of our life of Shokarsha Bhayadi. Then attend to the Paramatma Tattva through Shastra Jnanam. Then we know they're all meaningless. So all the three हमको कहना क्या क्या है? थोड़ा सा वासनाओं के प्रेशर्स को कम करना. Vasana pressure goes away when we do the due things and offer them to the Lord. So to change the habit of thinking of the mind by involving japa upasana. So too, when you see the things from the world coming, just as we said today or morning yesterday, we create a kavacha strong of viveka vairagya, and anything seen, don't get tempted to comment on that or desire for that, etc. In these three ways, when we act, then these negativity of shogarsha vaikuda reduce. देन अहंकार का इसके दोस्त है, उसका घटाव हो गया तो अहंकार also gets reduced. Then we can think about the real aham, the self. It is like, the ruling party, opposition party. दोनों लड़ते हुए एक दूसरे से देश को तबाह कर रहे. क्योंकि मिलते तो नहीं. In the same way, the ahankara and the shokarsha bhayadi gunas fighting with each other or being friendly with each other, loss किसको create कर रहे हैं? To the real self in me. My ahankara, my involvement in shokarsha bhayakruda, these two jugalbandi is hiding my real mukta atma from me only. I am denied of my own self. Then, house arrest. I am not given freedom to move in my own house, even out of the house in my own car. Car mera, sab mera. House arrest. So the self is arrested inside from its expression because these two fellows taking the janda and living, ruling our life. Who are those two? Ahankara and Shokarsha Bhayakrodha. मेन सेंटेंस का लिटरल मीनिंग क्या है? शोकर्ष भयादि बिलोंग टू आत्मा, नॉट बिलोंग टू द जीव, नॉट टू द आत्मा. बिलोंग टू अहंकारा, नॉट टू द आत्मा. Who is ahankara? Who is near to those upadis in which these gunas come. What is the meaning of nearing? Ahanta, mamata and mahyam. That is why in the vyavahara we reduce the expectations and desires. Desires make us look into the world. Expectations make us wait for the world to give us favors. ये दोनों को कम करके थोड़ा, then After that, sit on the sit of meditation. What they tell us is become a sakshi to all these vrittis every day. थोड़ा समय 10 मिनट भी लाइक दे से नो द प्राणायाम वाले 10 मिनट प्राणायाम करो योगा वाले 10 मिनट योग करो everybody is telling you do so they're all required for the body energy so I am telling you every day 10 minutes sakshi bhav every day 10 minutes making the antakarna divine by Bhagavan Nama and Japa every day strengthening the knowledge about I am the pure immaculate self by 10-15 minutes of Shastra Adhyayana. Apart from what you are attending in the class. खुद करो उसी में मजा आता है. You have to involve. What I teach will not help you completely unless you involve. In this way we can help ourselves. So clear? Shoka, Harsha, Bhaya, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Spruha, Adayaha. All these are the waves in the mind, the waves of emotions. They all ahankarasya drishyante. The one who gets carried away by them is called ahankara. Or the ahankari vyakti has all of them. A nirahankari will forgive the world, love the world. These negative things never come. So too, the one who is forgiving the world, etc., not having negativity, his ahankara is very light. Then he will discover the Atma. So, out of these 3 lines, how many sadhanas can we found out and we can do? I've already explained 6-7 of them. है ना? साक्षी भाव का कहा, आत्मज्ञान को बढ़ाकर बाकी दोनों को घटाओ, या अहंकार को घटा के शोक हर्ष को भी घटा के आत्मज्ञान के लिए तैयार हो जाओ, या शोक हर्ष को घटा के अहंकार को डाइल्यूट करके अगेन ट्राई टू नो द आत्मा. Every of these things are the things to be done all the time. They all belong to, they are all the qualities come on the surface of mind belonging to Ahankara, not to the Atma. And they, from the pure Upanishadic Vedanta Shastra standpoint, self is the conscious presence. Chaitanya. In its presence, the Upadhis are acting according to the vasanas they have, according to the habit they have, according to the training they got, according to what value they have for the world. These are the reasons because which the Upadhis go on doing natak. Like in the presence of sun's light, the one whose nature is doctor, he does the treatment, lawyer, he does the... उनका उसके कोई संबंध नहीं है. It is his nature. So to the lion and tiger are hunting, the bandar is jumping from one tree to the other in his presence. So to in the presence of Paramatma Tattva, these upadhis, as they are trained from so many lives, they act. And the upadhi tadatma jiva takes all those things on his head, then he says, I am so and so. Upadhis do it and he takes it on his head. Or it happens to the Upadhis, he takes it on his head. Or he himself gets the Sankalpa through the Upadhis, does it. In both ways, the Upadhis and Upadhi owner Ahankara Jiva, they are the Samsaris. The pure self always is immaculate, untouched. So whenever these things are said, day before yesterday, today also we saw, when it is said, all these belong to Ahankara, not to the Atma means what? Be careful while listening. I am the Atma, need not be Ahankara to own them. This thought I have to strengthen. If I own them, I become Ahankari and suffer. If I don't own them, I'm not an Ahankari, then I'm freed from the suffering. Then who am I? I am the self. What self? Some definition has to be done. Witnessing self. In the self, there is nothing to talk about. It's only experience. But now we are in the world, we are at the sadhana kala. So when it is said, I am the self, I am not the ahankara, then question comes, self means what? Witnessing self. इन सबके साक्षी के रूप में रहना. हाँ, साक्षी के रूप में रहने का मुझे आ जाएगा. मैं कोशिश कर सकता हूँ. Be a self means it appears to be vague for less informed person. But be a witness, it's a very familiar word, and there seems to be something to be done, therefore you feel हाँ मैं साक्षी. That is why दृष्टा बनो, साक्षी बनो, फिर साक्षी को जानो कि चैतन्य है, वही मैं हूं. शोकहर्षभय क्रोध लोभ मोह स्पृहादयः अहंकारस्य दृश्यन्ते न आत्मना. Even janma mrityu, the jiva only enters into body, gets identified with it. It is called the birth of the jiva. When he leaves this body, then he is dead, called as dead. To the jiva only birth death, not to the body. To the jiva also birth death नहीं है, वो तो travel कर रहा है, but ठीक है. परमात्मा को तो ना आना है ना जाना है. He is everywhere there. He is very sublime, untouched by all of that. About this Paramatma untouched, in the next few shlokas it will be discussed. We are going to study that anyway. तो एक दिन हमको एक ही श्लोक थोड़ा ध्यान से पढ़ना पड़ता है. ये ऐसा वाला solid substantial topic. One more shloka I'll touch and give you literal meaning. Tomorrow we'll see. 16 mantra. Dehendriya pranamanoభిమానః जीवोऽन्तरात्मा गुणकर्ममूर्तिः सूत्रं महानित्युरुदेव गीतः संसार आधावति कालतन्त्रः. It is again a half an hour shloka. 1 hour. For my satisfaction. I have to be happy, satisfied while explaining. ना बोल के जाओ लिटरल मीनिंग, फिर वो कोई मजा आता ही नहीं. Very deep contemplative shlokas there are. But really, if in a contemplative mood we listen, we study it, no, कितना बढ़िया सा clarity आएगा. And remember, at our level of mind and vyavahara, in one sitting and trying to understand, it may appear that we understood, but again it is forgotten because we are so busy in other things. इसलिए हर दिन करते रहने से अंडरस्टैंडिंग स्ट्रांग हो जाएगा. लाइक द तेलुगु पीपल, every day I'm bombarding with Rupam Drishyam shlokas. They don't even know that the shlokas become so familiar to them, which before the text started, nothing, even that ऐसा text है कि भी नहीं पता उनको. Other Shanti mantras which they chant every day, you all have become familiar because of repetition. Those who are listening, those are coming on time, conditions apply. Those are chanting along with me. चाइनीज जी एनीवे 10 मिनट चैंटिंग कर लेते हैं और 10 मिनट में 2 कप चाय पी सकते हैं. और ऐसे ब्रांड लोग को नहीं सुनेंगे वो लोग. And then, what is meaning of samadhi? What is meaning of dhyanam, nididhyasanam? What is meaning of savikalpa, nirvikalpa, drishyanavidya, shabdanavidya? Every day, consciously, deliberately, I am talking, so that those listeners get the clear picture of it. क्योंकि इतने साल से सुन रहे हैं वो लोग, आप लोग तो आप सुन रहे हो 3 साल से. They are listening from 10 years. Therefore, they must be given, not I am not thinking Lord is saying so. They must be given some पक्का साधना to be done. तो अभी पता चल गया उनको what is to be done, दिशा विकल्प निर्विकल्प समझ में आया. करने में it will take time, but that came to them because repeatedly spoken. So to each of these shloka ठंचन हर दिन बैठकर आधा घंटा करना है. Then only the clear understanding becomes more clear. Otherwise, it remains vague and goes away. Understanding should be clear, should be deep, and it should become conviction to us. Then we have to live that conviction. That's called sadhana. The 2 parts of sadhana is, first part is listening, studying, contemplating till it becomes conviction. Second part of sadhana is living that conviction, L-I-V-I-N-G, till the experience comes. Okay, now this sloka sola explains or defines jiva. बहुत बढ़िया. फिर 1 minute में सुन लो. What is that? देह इंद्रिय प्राण मनः अभिमानः जीवः. Who is jiva? The one who has got abhimana with देह इंद्रिय प्राण मन. अब बढ़िया. Now you might have heard about jiva, upadhis, शब्द सुनते गए, इनका ताल्लुकात संबंध क्या है? बहुत बार सुना नहीं सुना वेग होगा. Now all the vagueness should go away. At this very moment, you have to become clear. I have to become clear. What is the definition of jiva as given by Lord Krishna? Dehendriya prana mana means mana buddhi chitta. All that, the one who gets identified with them is called as jiva. Now remember, where is the Atma then? Antaratma. Behind that jiva only there is Antaratma. Antaratma or the real Atma is real. And he, in his essential nature, has no abhimana with all of them. But the one, when he is seen through the upadhis, or he identifies the upadhis as if that time he becomes a jiva. Oh, Antaratma, like I am being the self itself, still I am a jiva because of identity with the upadhi. ये तो हम 3 दिन से डेली पढ़ रहे हैं. आई एम श्योर यू ऑल मस्ट हैव कॉट इट. आई एम द सेल्फ. क्या है? यू रिमेंबर दैट पोयम? आत्मा विथ उपाधि सफरिंग जीव, जीव विदाउट उपाधि इज लिबरेटेड आत्मा. फर्स्ट श्लोक है ना, यावत् देहेन्द्रिय प्राणैः आत्मन सन्निकर्षणं संसारस्तावद्, even though it is not real, it is there. संसार फलवान् तावद् अपार्थोऽपि अविवेकिनः. देहेन्द्रिय प्राण मनो विमानः जीवः, and the jiva is kicked left and right. Then antaratma actually is, he is a pure self, but he has become jiva because of his abhimana with देहेन्द्रिय प्राण. इसको आप सोचकर ध्यान से समझ लेना. Second is guna karma murti. He is a personification of guna and karma. Tomorrow I will explain it more. The gunas mean the three gunas are all the other gunas. Gunas also mean the vasanas here. Because of them, karma. He cannot be without karma even a moment. Therefore, his name is Guna Karma Murti. Like Ram Murti, Krishna Murti, Shiva Murti. He is a Guna Murti. Guna Karma Murti. So, Jiva is Guna Karma Murti. Jiva is Dendra Mana Prana Abhimani. Actually, without all this Antaratma. Next, he himself total में, at the total level called as Sutram Mahan. The Sutratma, Mahat Tattva Abhimani, Atma is spoken as in reality, in totality. Now the interesting point is this. Iti urdha eva giyate. This is how he is spoken in different texts differently, but the main definition is this. Samsare adhavati. He is the one who idhar se udhar se idhar इस संसार में दौड़ी जा रहा है काल तंत्र controlled by the kala is cause and effect. He does something as a cause, it leads to some effect. Inspired by that effect, he makes that effect as cause and does something, again some effect comes. In this way kala isko cause and effect में भगाई जा रहा है. Therefore he is not discovering his kala atita atma sthiti. And who is he? Not your neighbor. समझे आप? मेरे दामाद भांजे के लिए बोल रहे हो सब? ना 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 ना, ये अपन के बारे में. Understanding jiva itself is a great achievement. The understanding only is dissolved. That is why say Eshontarode Akashaha Tasminnayam Purusha. In what way? Manomayaha. Otherwise, Amurto Hiranmayaha. That Manomaya is jiva here. Amurto Hiranmaya is Antaratma. Okay. No, जितना जो हमने इस जीव के बारे में डिस्कस किया अभी, when you inquire about him, he is found to be not at all there. Amulametat. Yet he acts in so many ways as if he is real. Bahuruparupitam. That very profound shloka is next one. तो इसका थोड़ा बताते हुए उस 17th को हम कल पढ़ेंगे. Possible 18 also. 18th mantra tells us about variety of sublime sadhanas we have to do to cut asunder and the jiva bhava in us, so that the atma anubhava comes to us. And Bhagavan goes on exhaustively elaborating. मैं तो हैरान हो गया देखकर. भगवान पहले 2 श्लोक में बताया हो गए ना. Why are you teaching? And when I'm seeing every shloka is giving newer and newer understanding techniques sadhanas to come out of the Jiva Bhava and enter into Atma Anubhava. Because it's a Mukti Skandham. And after these teachings, he is leaving this world and going. So he should not feel guilty or regretted, yaar, ye thoda nahi bataya main aate aate. So he is just ensuring that he is giving maximum. He could not give in this detail to Arjuna, though that was also substantial. It was a युद्ध. ये भी वही सिचुएशन है, कुछ ही दिन में युद्ध होने वाला है, एक दूसरे को मारेंगे वो सब. But little serene calm. पढ़ो कल आकर. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. See the improvement in yourself. कि at least in one class in 4 or 5 days, you are getting engrossed while listening, trying to understand. That is the achievement. That's worth achievement in our 2-3 years of effort. Same thing you have to do when you are all alone at your home, preparing your mind, keeping the book in front, referring to that particular mantra, understanding its literal meaning, closing the eyes, contemplating on that meaning. Till the clearest knowledge happens about what is reality, what is unreal, what is the bondage, how to come out of bondage, or how to get into the liberation. यही engrossed movement से, engrossed position of the मन से हम इन्हीं विषयों को घर में विचारणा करते हैं. That's called contemplation. That calls for high level of mana buddhi. Is it not very concentrated mind, very purest of the pure mind, with so much of spiritual strength and stamina? तभी जाकर होगा ना. नहीं तो हमको आंख बंद करते नींद आता है, अदरवाइज दुनिया याद आती है. Therefore, the need of doing japa, upasana, prayer to God, having viveka, vairagya, not involving the people of the world, being satisfied with whatever you have, ये सारा करके ना फिर धीरे taking these texts and entering to contemplation. And I tell you, no, once these understandings start dawning, itself gives such a joy. And when you get established in that understanding, it's an ecstatic dance. And that establishment of the understanding, if it's about the Atma Anubhava, no, अब उसका तो अभी शब्द ही नहीं है. Only ha ho ha ho ha ho. That will be the last cry, last joy, ecstatic joy of the end of. Already we are studying it today. Ham vrukshasya reriva, girti prustam gireriva. This is the ecstatic joy of the Trishanku Rishi. He is talking, I am the one who was doing prayer at the world. I am the one, so Kirtiman, like the mountain's peak of the mountain. He's not able to say what to say. क्या कहूं मैं अब इस अनुभव को? छोटे छोटे सुख दुख only you can't put in words. Swami, just so happy today your class. I tell you, I can't tell in the words. Really you're happy? Yeah, especially when you said Purnamada. It was kitna maza. You can't put it in words. Then how can you put in words the Atmananda? ये जो श्लोक हो, Shankara Bhagavan is putting all his efforts to write the bhasha in the shloka, to make us understand and find beautiful inspirational meaning. But from the Trishanku standpoint, he explained his experience in such a words appearing to be non-understandable and erratic only. और ऐसा ही होता है आत्मानुभव. मैं पूरा संसार का प्रेरित हूँ. Can anybody accept it? तो खुद का संसार नहीं संभाल पा रहा है. How do you? But that's what he discovered the self, and the self is like that. Kirti Prustam Gireniva. I am so famous, my Kirti is as great as peak. I explained all that in the morning. So, wonderful. शब्दों का कोई वहाँ शक्ति ही नहीं होता है उस अनुभव को बताने के. Let us try. Om, Om, Om. Thank you. Come to our Adhyatma Ramayanam's discussion also for some time. देखो हम भगवान राम और कृष्ण और भगवान शिव इन सब के चरण में इन शास्त्रों को सुन रहे हैं. क्या किस्मत है.